Prime Minister Modi-led government has announced 5 Bharat Ratnas in a span of 1 month. Karpuri Thakur, Lal Krishna Advani, P.V. Narasimha Rao, Chaudhary Charan Singh, M S Swaminathan. These are 4 politicians in a big election year and a scientist known also as the father of the Green Revolution in India. While all 5 are well known and respected for their contributions to what India is today, and not even one person or political party has questioned their nominations. Many have called these nominations as Modi government 2.0's masterstroke in their attempt towards a Modi government 3.0, particularly a series of calculated moves against the Congress. But is this electioneering, political optics at its best, perhaps unprecedented when compared to earlier Bharat Ratnas in election years? Could this really impact voters on the ground? Before we go over to our panelists, let's look into the contributions of each of these leaders, who frankly have played crucial roles in where India is today. Former Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao has been posthumously awarded the Bharat Ratna. He was India's 9th Prime Minister, known to have initiated the economic reforms into globalization, liberalization, privatization of the Indian economy at some very, very challenging times. The economic reforms of 1991, which paved the way for the end of the License Raj. The first Congress Prime Minister outside the Gandhi-Nehru family, but a strong Indira Gandhi loyalist. The first Prime Minister of India from south of India as well. Chaudhary Charan Singh, again, a former Prime Minister, the 5th Prime Minister in fact, and a huge champion for the cause of farmers, in fact seen as one of India's tallest Jat leaders. He was also the first non-Congress Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, led the formation of a first non-Congress coalition government in Uttar Pradesh, in fact. His son, Ajit Singh, went on to form the Rashtriya Lok Dal and is being led by the grandson of Chaudhary Charan Singh, Jayant Chaudhary, as of now. And today's Bharat Ratna's announcement for Chaudhary Charan Singh has almost sealed RLD's deal with the NDA. Listen to this.
भाजपा के साथ हाथ मिलाने के लिए तैयार हो आप भाजपा के साथ हाथ मिला रहे हैं
देखिए कोई कसर रहती है आज मैं किस मुंह से इनकार करूं आपके सवाल
Now, Dr. M S Swaminathan's role in ensuring food security in India has been well acknowledged. Known as the father of the Green Revolution, he belonged to Kerala's Kuttanad, also known as India's rice bowl, and the inspiration behind much of his work. The farmers protesting have been demanding for the MSP formula by M S Swaminathan to be implemented, which is yet to be implemented. In fact, Karpuri Thakur, the 2-time Chief Minister of Bihar, is known for his radical policies, but also a tall leader from the other backward caste, in fact known for championing the OBC politics, a term you've been hearing a lot in political discourses since last few months, starting from some of the opposition-ruled states pushing and initiating caste surveys. Then we have L.K. Advani, the former Deputy Prime Minister, a founding member of BJP, a Hindutva ideologue, synonymous with the Ram Rath Yatra in 1990 and a sharp ideological line in the Saffron Party, BJP's longest-serving party president. I'm being joined right now by N.V. Subhash Narasimha, who is the grandson of Narasimha Rao, P.V. Narasimha Rao, the former Prime Minister of India, and also a BJP spokesperson. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Congratulations. It's a big moment for you and your family.
We are so happy that we thought it was, a dream, but we do realize that dreams also come true because of Modi ji's government and We all came to Narasimha Rao's Ghat at Gyanabhumi in the Necklace Road in Hyderabad, and his statue, and all our family members and well-wishers who are here have also paid their floral tributes, and they have extended their Shraddhanjali to him and then thanked Modi ji.
Of course, PV Narasimha Rao is hugely deserving, no doubt about that. However, what do you make of the timing about this announcement, sir? It's a big election year. Were you expecting this?
See, it is late than never, and it should have been given by the Congress party, but we have, some of my family members were expecting that Narasimha Rao will be treated with highest civilian award during UPA 1 and UPA 2, the government. But if you see the sequence of events which has been happening from 2014 after Modi ji took over as Prime Minister of this country, whenever Modi ji got an opportunity to talk about Narasimha Rao ji, he had the greatest respect for Narasimha Rao ji, though he belongs to the Congress party, and I don't think Modi ji and Narasimha Rao ji had any interaction because both belong to different parties. But Modi ji was great admirer of Narasimha Rao ji because of his contributions to this country. When the country was in the doldrums during the Prime Ministership from 1991 to 1996, the bold steps which has been taken by Narasimha Rao ji, though there were so much of resistance and so much of opposition within the Congress party, but other political parties, especially the Bharatiya Janata Party and other political parties, Advani ji and the Vajpayee ji had a very cordial and good relations. And whatever bill which has been introduced in the Parliament, especially the devaluation of rupee, economic liberalization, and opening up the floodgates for economic reforms and foreign direct information and development of infrastructure, all these things which has been very well appreciated and taken by the Bharatiya Janata Party. But being the leader of the Congress party, the tallest leader of the Congress party, we feel very sad that he was made as a scapegoat, and his contributions were never been recognized. So we feel very sad, and I don't think this is why at this time Modi ji has chosen during the election year. We don't want to comment on that, and it is not appropriate because we welcome the decision which has not been taken by the Congress party and other political parties, but which has been taken by Modi ji. And Modi ji always was looking for people who have contributed for betterment of the society, and who have thought about the future of our generations, who have thought for the development of this country.
So PV Narasimha Rao is the first Prime Minister of India from the south of India. Now, do you think this would have a strong resonance or a reason among the several other reasons for him being nominated for the Bharat Ratna, considering even how the BJP Prime Minister himself is leading the outreach towards the south in this election year?
Narasimha Rao belongs to south, and he is from Andhra Pradesh. He is a Telugu Bidda, son of soil of Telugu people, but he lived his entire life in north, that's in Delhi. And I don't want to comment about the political situation or the outreach of Telugu people, and bridging a gap between south and north. He deserved the Bharat Ratna. He deserved. That is what Modi ji have thought, and Modi ji has it is there in his mind that Bharat Ratna should be definitely given to Narasimha Rao ji, and he has chosen that if you can see the Padma Awards and Padma Vibhushan Awards and Bharat Ratna also, it's an outreach program irrespective of caste, creed, religion, region and political affiliations. Modi ji was very instrumental in giving people who have recognized, who have done good for the society and upliftment of poor and downtrodden, and people who have thought that the nation first. So this club is exclusively for people who thought that the nation first, and the party next and family next, all those things. But the timing, I don't want to comment on that. But this is a good opportunity and good, a befitting tribute and an honor for late P.V. Narasimha Rao ji.
Right. Thank you very much, N.V. Subhash, for joining us. Again, many congratulations to you and your family. I'm being joined by Mr. Ashutosh, a political analyst, JVC Sriram, a political strategist and commentator, as well as Neerja Chaudhary, a senior journalist. Thank you very much, all three of you, for joining us. Let me first go across to Ms. Neerja Chaudhary. Ma'am, how do you really look at the big announcements? I mean, of course, the three today, but the earlier two as well that were made, all of them around 5 in just a span of 1 month, 4 politicians, 1 scientist who is much respected, has close links with farmers. How do you really look at the big picture?
Look, I think it's a Modi mantra for 2024. He's taken a leaf out of the book of former prime ministers. Mandal, Mandir, Market, Mandi equal to Kisan, and given it a Modi touch. Will it make a difference on the ground? Possibly, yes. Western UP with Charan Singh being given a Bharat Ratna, it should make a difference. And all indications that Jayant Chaudhary, his grandson, who's heading the RLD and has a presence in Western UP, will now move over to the BJP and join the NDA. Now, the farmers have been agitated, disaffected in that area, and the government is being worried about it. We had the big, long farmers' agitation, and we know recently also this has been the case. So that being, it will make some difference. P.V. Narasimha Rao, yes, it could make difference. Telangana, Andhra, these are states which the BJP is eyeing. Of course, in Andhra, it's in talks with both Chandrababu Naidu as well as Jagan Reddy. BRS is supposed to have a tacit understanding with the BJP. So, honoring P.V. Narasimha Rao, who was neglected and shunned by the Congress party, and particularly with the Gandhi family being very unhappy with his role in the demolition of the Babri Masjid, it could have some effect in that area. He was, after all, the first prime minister from the south when power devolved to the south. And south today, there is angst in the south. We've had agitations at Jantar Mantar in Delhi because Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu feel they are not given their due in the disbursal of the taxes of the central government, which are due to the states. So I think this is a good card played by Narasimha Rao, by Narendra Modi, who is also increasing the pantheon of leaders, co-opting other leaders into the BJP's pantheon. He's done that with Sardar Patel, he's done that with Netaji Subhash Bose, and so on. So I think, yes, it could make. How much of a difference, one doesn't know. As it is, the BJP is well placed, but it is going out of its way, it's going for the kill, not taking a chance in even one Lok Sabha constituency. There's that killer instinct that's getting manifested by the present regime.
Let me just get in the other panelists for their introductory remarks as well. GVC Sriram, would you agree that possibly, I mean, I have tried to look back in recent past, but I'm sure you would have a better living memory than me. Have you seen Bharat Ratna become so important, relevant to any election year than it has become to this year possibly?
See, we can look at it from different angles. I would look at it as an historic wrong is being corrected. Because let me start with today's announcement of the 3 people. Chaudhary Charan Singh was the first non-Congress chief minister in Uttar Pradesh. He fought for the rights of the Kisan, and he carries a very huge legacy. And that is the reason why his grandson is still relevant in the political stage. And he was a former prime minister. And honoring him with Bharat Ratna is a right thing. And next, let's come to P.V. Narasimha Rao. P.V. Narasimha Rao holds a very important place in the history of India because Jawaharlal Nehruvian socialism or economic policies which were there till 1991. Sharp turn from the Indian economic model to that of an open economic model where the supply would determine the demand, or the demand would determine the supply, which was a complete paradigm shift in the Indian economy,
Right.
which is now the benefits are being reaped even now. And the architect of that has been Mr. Narasimha Rao. The credit had been largely placed at Manmohan Singh time and again, but the due credit had not been given to Mr. Narasimha Rao. We also know what happened in the funeral, in the
Right.
last rites. His body was not even allowed to be kept in the AICC headquarters at Delhi, and it had to be brought to Hyderabad. I live in Hyderabad, and we know what kind of the last, the journey, the final journey of Narasimha Rao was not a good one. And he was a forgotten hero in the Congress party. And he deserves Bharat Ratna. He is considered as a Telugu Bida. In fact, if you remember, at one point of time in Nandyal, when he contested after becoming the Prime Minister, nobody put a candidate against him. He was he unanimously got elected with a huge margin of votes. And number 3, M S Swaminathan. He comes from Tamil Nadu, but I think he represents the green revolution of this nation. The Congress party, particularly the Nehru family, had not looked at Bharat Ratna to be given to people whom they probably felt that they don't deserve, because Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar himself was not given Bharat Ratna by the Congress party. So historic wrong, which had been committed for decades together, has been rightly corrected by Mr. Narendra Modi. And you need to also look at under Narendra Modi's regime, who all got Bharat Ratna. Atal Bihari Vajpayee.
I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you, sir. Let me also get Mr.
One
Ashutosh's
second,
introductory remarks. I'll get back to you, sir.
One second. Bharat Ratna was given to Atal Bihari Vajpayee and LK Advani from BJP, Pranab Mukherjee and Narasimha Rao from Congress party, from the Parivar, Karpuri Thakur and Chaudhary Charan Singh. Now, this is called going beyond political parties. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Mr. Ashutosh, I have to ask you, and quite literally building on what even Mr. Shriram as well as Ms. Neerja has spoken of. You know, you look at PV Narasimha Rao, the narrative all around him, no one is disputing that he is well deserved of what he should be getting. But the fact that he is the first Prime Minister from the Congress who comes from a non-Gandhi, non-Nehru background. If you look at the same thing, say with other leaders as well, even in the other leaders' cases, there are links to being the first non-Congress, non-Gandhi, non-Congress, non-Nehru links are very crucial aspects to this. How do you really look at this positioning politically? It's going what would have otherwise been seen as bitter political rivals. You perhaps are now co-opting. You're going beyond what would be the usual political boundaries.
See, first of all, we have to be very, very clear on this issue that whether this Bharat Ratna was given out of some great respect and sympathy for these leaders or for votes. Let's be very clear on that ground. I think it is directly linked with the 2024 parliamentary elections. And there is absolutely no doubt about this in my mind. But will it get votes for the BJP? I have my strong doubts. How many people in Bihar today remember even Karpuri Thakur, Narasimha Rao, and M S Swaminathan? See, these are the big leaders.
You know, here's the point. Sorry,
personalities.
I have allowed others to speak, but I have a small interjection. Allow me that. Not many people in India may remember Karpuri, sir, but the vote base that votes on his basis or follow that path will never forget Karpuri for that matter. And that perhaps comes in what would be the redrawing of the political battlegrounds. Please go ahead, Ashutosh.
See, I still remember how Karpuri Thakur was insulted by Jansangh. And the kind of slogan which was used against him, I can't even utter today. It was so insulting, it was so bad, and it was abusive. Now, the similar BJP has gone and tried to give Bharat Ratna to Karpuri Thakur, and if I'm told, and I should be believing that just because Bharat Ratna is given to the Karpuri Thakur, so entire Dalit and entire most backward class, everybody will go and vote for the for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Politics doesn't run on that line. Don't forget, Narasimha Rao was, yes, I distinctly remember Narasimha Rao, when he died, the Congress did not do justice to his stature. But in 2004 and 2009, Andhra Pradesh, forgotten about Narasimha Rao, has given Congress party that almost more than 30 seats. And if the Congress party could form government in 2004 and 2009, it's because of the 3/4 seats coming from Andhra Pradesh. So if that insult was so bad, then the Congress should have been wiped out in Andhra Pradesh. It did not happen. Lal Kish Advani, is he still relevant as a political vote catcher? I don't think so. M S Swaminathan, can he get few votes in Tamil Nadu? No. Today, the big picture is that Nitish Kumar is a discredited leader who has been switched so many times that people are really worried about it, that whether he will continue with the BJP till parliamentary election or he'll switch again. So if that kind of reliability some leader carries, then why the voter should vote for him? And second point, in North, I understand the Swaminathan, Narasimha Rao were given Bharat Ratna for the simple reason because today there is a South India which is galvanizing, which is uniting. And they have
that was going to be my next question.
Understanding. They have a certain understanding that they're being discriminated by the Modi government, and it is a response to that. This will not cut any ice, neither in Telangana, nor in Andhra, nor in Tamil Nadu, nor in Kerala. So when the regional identity becomes so potent, then BJP has to answer.
All right. In fact, Neerja, if you could just come in and respond to this, because there are two aspects to this, It just seems at so many levels, every decision seems to be posing another challenge for their political rivals. Whether it comes to alliances falling apart, even as talks of alliances are falling apart, something seems to be thrown in that just totally jams that alliance completely. So we saw that in case of Nitish Kumar. We are seeing with what seems to be now happening with Jayant Chaudhary as well. But that apart, there's also this huge north-south divide, as it seems to be, whether it seems to be with the surveys that are emerging now in terms of the responses that the two sets of voters seem to have, or even in terms of the narratives that are being spun around. How do you look at these Bharat Ratnas in these contexts? Is it a masterstroke, or as Ashutosh says, it's just possibly going to nothing?
Who are you addressing this to me?
To you, Ms. Neerja. That's right.
That's to me?
Yes,
okay.
it's to you, Ms. Neerja.
Number one,
that's right.
Ashutosh is very savvy politically. One doesn't have to say that every political move by every politician is for votes. That it is for anything else is to be politically naive. Ashutosh knows that. I know that. Most of us who have looked at politics know that. Number one. Number two, in terms of whether it will make a difference to votes, that is debatable, of course. It can make a difference in areas, in certain sections. It may not make a difference. But that these men who were not flawless men, these men who had, in whose term there were huge fault lines created in India's politics, is all true. And yet they were Ratnas of Bharat. And if they are going to be honored, I am happy about it. I'm not unhappy that Charan Singh is honored. Jaipal Reddy, who was a Janata Dal politician and a minister in UPA government, used to often say, North India has produced two mass leaders, Indira Gandhi and Charan Singh. Charan Singh lasted, he didn't even undergo a majority test on the floor of the House when he became Prime Minister. And the Congress pulled out support to him. So he was Prime Minister for a very short time. But he was a man under whose leadership 9 states of India, the opposition parties dethroned the Congress in 1967 of North India. And that was because of the rise of the OBCs. He was as much a leader of the Yadavs as he was of the Jats at that time. So, yes, I think it may make some difference in Western UP. It may not. I mean, that's a question mark. As for the North-South divide, it's a very important question that Ashutosh has raised. We've seen recently the Karnataka Chief Minister, the Deputy Chief Minister, with almost all of their 136 MLAs, sit on a dharna at Jantar Mantar in Delhi, protesting. Dilli Chalo is what they said, protesting against the stepmotherly treatment given by the central government to the southern states, including Karnataka. And likewise, the left government has done, and left leaders have sat in Delhi, and M.K. Stalin, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, has given his support to this southern sense of angst. And now that is something the center has to take into account. But if the BJP-led government does reach out to the south, if you have not just a geographical divide of north-south, but a political divide with the BJP in power in the north and the opposition in power, Congress plus other regional parties in the south, then it's not a very happy situation. So if the Prime Minister of India decides to contest from a constituency, Lok Sabha constituency in one of the southern states, or he has a massive outreach program to win over the south, he will be creating instrumentalities to navigate a very difficult terrain which may be thrown up when the delimitation exercise gets underway in 2026.
That's going to be...
And when the southern states are expected to lose their Lok Sabha seats and the northern states are expected to gain Lok Sabha seats. UP, for instance, might go up from 80 to 92.
True.
Southern states may come down in the numbers. That's going to create a major upheaval. And will you have the political instrumentalities to deal with that kind of a situation? Just as you need Congress to win North India and revive in North India. That's as important for our country to hold together, for cooperative federalism to get meaning. So anyway, I've said given a very long
answer. That's
answer
going to be pretty interesting, Ms. Nirja. In fact, if I look at what you are saying, just to think of it, I was there in Kerala covering Rahul Gandhi when he was contesting from Wayanad. I wonder if I will get to cover somewhere where Prime Minister would be contesting from South, but that's for, a very different discourse and for the party to decide. But Mr. Sriram, if you could come in at this point and really look at the trajectory at which BJP is going. Of course, Bharat Ratna's relevance to politics and elections possibly has never been so much as it is now. But just to conclude, to what Ashutosh and Ms. Nirja have added, do you really see BJP taking out their public outreach ahead of the massive campaigns that are going to begin right through with the onset of Bharat Ratna itself? Or are you still seeing it as totally alienative of each other, which is really hard to see?
See, I think events don't change trends, Shreya. Events don't change trends. So the trend is set. I have a feeling that these are people who deserve Bharat Ratna. At the same time, a message is being conveyed subtly to the public, to the political discourses, that Congress, who had failed to recognize these important people, who had betrayed these kind of people, because Karpuri Thakur had his own share of problems with Congress party, Charan Singh, his government did not even face the parliament, Narasimha Rao was probably neglected person in the Congress party after his tenure was over. So what has the Congress done? What have the political historians hidden from the people of India? The left liberal historians have painted a different narrative. So this goes beyond politics. I'm not saying that there are going to be votes, but it is beyond politics. It is beyond, and it is a narrative which is being set. If you look at the Prime Minister's speech in the Lok Sabha or in the Rajya Sabha, the way he had taken Congress party to the cleaners, it is to show to the people of the Congress, or the people of the country, that what the Congress had done. This is a brutal, straightforward attack on the Congress party. And Mr. Ashutosh is telling that Karpuri Thakur is a forgotten person.
Mr. Sriram, I'm really sorry to cut you short. I'm being told to wrap. We are totally out of time.
Cannot be ignored.
No, you've made strong points here. Thank you very much, all three of you, for joining us. One thing is for sure, politics apart, no one really can contend the fact that all of them who have been honored with the Bharat Ratna were deserving for that. Thank you very much. Politics will see its course. Thank you for watching.
Can't they 100%